Hey y'all, cooking, cutting up, keeping it real. Mama Lisa's back in the kitchen and I'm trying to show y'all how I'm going to do these pork chops that I did this morning on my vlog at cooking, cutting up, keeping it real. You can put it in your Facebook search and go to my page. There's a video. I think it says pork chops and chicken, or chicken and pork chops. Anyway, I showed you how I marinated the chicken and the pork chops earlier today because we're all in quarantine and in the Rona and the allergies and all that fun stuff. So if you want to see the start to it, go to my page, go to that video, and you'll be able to see it. So I'm going to pick up where I left off, and that is with these pork chops. Now I took these pork chops this morning. There's 3 of them that I Instacarted. They're 1 inch thick, and I put everyday all-purpose seasoning on it. Let me move my doTERRA oil. Makes the kitchen smell good, helps with allergies. Anyway, I took those and I put the everyday all-purpose seasoning on them, and then I slathered them with this right here. And I showed a picture of it, and I showed it this morning in my video. It's uncooked bacon jam. Uncured bacon jam. A friend of mine gave it to me, sent it to me in the mail. I think it was Sabika Shelley that did. It's either her or Janine, I can't remember. That's as honest as I can be. I am going to grab a dish towel though right here, because I don't want to grab this thing, and I'm real bad about it, of getting sideways or swirling, and then I'll grab it. This is on medium high, and I have drizzled this black iron skillet with just a little bit of olive oil. I'm going to put these 3 pork chops into that pan. Try not to cut grease on myself. I think I just do think I want to open. Anyway, and I'm going to sear these things for about, I don't know, we'll have to see, probably 3 or 4 minutes, and we'll see what they look like. Meanwhile, I am trying to use what I have in my pantry, and if you follow Cooking, Cutting Up, Keeping It Real, hashtag Cutting Up Crew, you get that. I'm going to set y'all right here. Maybe you can see. There we go. And I hope you can hear. I'm wearing a headset so that you can. Anyway, I am trying to use what's in my pantry. That's what I'm trying to say. So, or in my freezer. So this morning, I thought, well, I've got these broccoli florets that I got at the Walmart, and I've never cooked these. I'm just being honest, but I'm cooking them tonight because that's what was in my freezer. And you do it in the microwave. Who knew? I didn't. And then I'm also doing what I had in the pantry, which was this Uncle Ben's ready rice basmati. And I followed the instructions on the back. Cooked it in the microwave. Who knew? Now, what I do want to do with that while these pork chops are searing is I want to open this up and look at it. Because, not that I want to dirty up any more dishes, because I feel like I have unloaded the dishwasher at least 12 times a day since we've been in quarantine. But I want to see how far I think that'll go for my family. I have 2 grown boys that are home, 1 working, 1 in college, and everybody's sharing kind of a home workspace. So my office hours are usually dinner time shopping. Anyway, I think I'm going to do 2 of these, honestly. And then I may put them in a stir-fry sort of atmosphere without going outside on my stir-fry, because I ain't doing that today. Too much pollen around here in North Carolina. So this said like to scrunch the bag. Listen, I didn't make this up, so we got the package. I'm just saying. And then you cut a 2-inch bent thingy, and then you stand it up in the microwave for 90 seconds. So I can do that while these are searing. And then I'll show y'all what I'm going to do real quick. That's the best I can do. I may be able to pull you a little closer in a minute, but yeah. The chicken that I did earlier is in the oven. I put it in the oven, covered in foil. I kept it covered on 400 for 25 minutes. Took it out of the oven. I took the foil off. I've returned it to a 400-degree oven for 15 minutes in the timer set. Because if I don't set the timer, I'm like Pavlov's dog, and I'll be all messed up. I'll be chasing a squirrel outside. So anyway, let me just check this. What I was thinking with this uncured bacon jam is I was thinking that with the sugar content in it, it will caramelize and give that pork chop a really nice glaze. I hope. I had it in my pantry. It was a gift. I decided to use it. So we'll all see together if that works. Okay? I don't want to turn these but once. And they're not far from there. I'm going to give it another minute. I'm going to give it till that basmati rice comes out. Anyway, I have also cut up. I went out in my garden earlier in my other video, and I went ahead and cut the rest of the oregano that I had clipped this morning, brought in and washed it, okay? I think I'm going to toss that in the rice. My guys like flavor, but they don't like green stuff. So when I put fresh herbs in there, I have to kind of give them a little definition of that so that they'll all eat it and be happy about it, hopefully. Anyway, I'm going to flip these. Oh yeah, this is good. They smell amazing. I can smell like that bacon flavor in them. I can also smell that savory that's in it too. I looked at the back, there's onion, celery. I don't know. I posted a picture of it. Anyway, this says to be very careful handling when it's hot. So I'm going to try to be really careful with it and make sure that y'all can see. And I'm actually going to move this. Lord, Jesus, hold on. I'm trying to trip it. Not paying attention. Yeah, okay. Yes, we have a cooler in our kitchen these days because we have so much in the refrigerator that we have to put our bottled water and stuff like that in there. I've even put milk in there. It's the Rona. Who knew? Anyway, once those sear, we'll flip those again. Or look at them, not flip them. But I am going to pour this basmati rice out into this dish. And I guess you could serve it right from that dish if that's what you want. I'm going to add just a little bit of butter to mine. Just a tablespoon or so. I think I have country crop. Listen, these days in the Rona, I take what I can get through Instacart, okay? Anyway, I think things go. There we go. And I am simply going to toss that in that basmati rice. And then to this basmati rice, while we're waiting on the pork chops, I'm going to put in, I'm going to put in that chopped oregano that I cut out of my pot this morning on the porch. Anyway, y'all can see that video. Just go back to my page, Cooking Cutting Up, Keeping It Real on Facebook. It should pop up for you. And if you're looking for specific videos that I've done in the past, you do the same thing. Cooking, cutting up, keeping it real, hash brown casserole, whatever you're looking for. I'm going to take, I have to keep this covered because somebody lost the lid. Struggles real. I'm going to take, this is Sazon Completa. I have it in there. Yeah. I'm going to just put a little bit of that on this rice. And then I'm going to toss it again. Meanwhile, back at the Ponderosa over here. Put that in the sink. Let's see what these look like. Oh yeah. Okay, because these are so thick, and I want them to cook through, I'm going to turn that down to low and try to finish them off in here. If they don't finish off in here and it's not to your doneness, take it off of there in your black iron skillet and put it in your oven for about 10 minutes. Cover it with foil for about 10 minutes on 400 and see if that gets it done. Okay? I'm just trying to help y'all out. Anyway, I'm gonna put in this black iron skillet, I'm gonna put it on medium as well. I wanna toss my rice a little bit and hopefully kind of give it that, water. Hopefully give it that little bit of hibachi look. You know what I mean? It's too, there's too much pollen for me to go out on the Blackstone grill. I just cannot do it. If the boys are here and they want to do it, that's great. I just can't do it this time of year. Anyway, so let's see how this looks, and I'm going to give that a taste. Great flavor. Great flavor. And keep in mind, I'm cooking for my family, just so you know. Now, y'all heard the buzzer, so did I. I'm going to grab my chicken while this is warming. Where are my hot things? There they are. I took all my hot things last night, tossed them in the washing machine. All this cooking, they're getting a workout. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Okay, this chicken's done. And again, if you want to see how I marinated it, scroll back or either go to that page that I told you about, okay? The advantage of Facebook recordings is that y'all can go back and search it out. It's there. You just have to figure out how to search it, okay? All right, let me grab clean butter. I'm gonna put that up to high just so I can move it along. I'm gonna put just about a tablespoon of butter in here. You could use olive oil if that's what you got. You could use butter if you like the flavor of butter. It's totally up to you. And I'm gonna let that melt. Okay, sorry. That's the part of keeping it real on this page. Just telling you like a friend. Okay, while that's doing its thing, these are looking really good. Now again, they're thick. And I could butterfly that if I wanted to, but I don't want to. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a piece of heavy foil. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. And I'm gonna leave the drippings from that pork, those pork chops, in the bottom of that sucker. And I'm gonna stick this just like it is. Let me grab that thing. I'm so bad about that. I'm gonna stick this straight into my oven. Wait a minute. Let's see. Let me see how I can do this. And keep the camera rolling. Go in my office hour. I'm not letting myself, because I sure don't want to go to the hospital right now. Just saying. Okay, I'm going to put this back in my oven. It's already warm. I'm going to put it back up to 400. And I'm going to go ahead, set my timer. I'm going to do 10 minutes, because then I want to check it. Because I don't want to overcook the pork. Overcooked pork is not good. I mean, the flavor's good. Good stuff. All right, let's pull you away, because I don't like you right now. I don't know why that's doing that. Maybe because of all the stuff I've sprayed on it, cleaning it in the bonnet. Highly like it. Okay, now we're cooking here. Let's cut that down to low. And look, I'd rather clean this oven, this range top, or whatever you want to call it, these days, than to be out in the elements with the pollen being so thick. It just makes me feel really bad. Allergies and such. And I ain't trying to have no lung issues right now. Just okay, that is looking good. I'm going to take this rice. I'm going to dump it in here. Nothing fancy here, guys. I'm going to keep it moving back, okay? You can treat a black iron skillet just like those Blackstone grills, or vice versa. The same material, I think. It cooks the same. It's very even. It's usually pretty quick. I'm gonna reserve this bowl because I can return it to it because there ain't no meat in this. Just saying. I'm gonna flatten this out like you would on the hibachi. And then I am gonna add just a tiny bit in all this clean stuff. Okay, there's clean coffee cup. I'm gonna add about a 1/3 cup of water. Just because I don't want mine to stick. And then I'm also gonna add a dub of olive oil. Because again, I don't want it to stick. Not only for the flavor and all that good stuff, but I don't want to have to scrape this sucker later. That's as honest as I can be. Alright, now that I've got some moisture, let's cut this back up to medium. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to toss that around, and when it all comes out and I get it all ready, I will take a picture of the finished product. I'll take a picture of the plated food. I'll post it underneath this video. I will also post it to Instagram, and I'll tag hashtag cutting up crew. And it'll go to my Facebook page as well. A lot of people get confused about that. When we have a chance, Janet from Another Planet will then take it from there and put it into the list of recipes. So that's what I'm doing in the Rona, okay? I'm just gonna move the rice around, I'm gonna put the broccoli together, and then we're gonna plate it up and eat. And I'll show y'all a picture of that. Cooking, cutting up, keeping it real, using what we got in the Rona. See ya.